Green Shields here. This is my art journaling project. Just wanted to share a little bits and pieces of what I've done with you, and to start off with, I made the cover for my art journal, one of them. And as you can see, I have used contrasting colours here, all of it done intuitively. The gold at the top is very, very bright and brassy and out there really, and then if you look at the corrugated cardboard at the bottom, it's not even, it's torn, there's a lot of things that you could read into that, but obviously all of that would be my interpretation because it's my drawing. You can also read a lot into colours. I've chosen to use all the warm colours, the reds, the passionate ones, the yellow, orange, and obviously the gold as well as that. Even the brown of the corrugated card is a nice, a warmer colour, let me say, rather than a colder colour. So I've chosen not to use any blues or greens at the moment. I'm sure I'll use them in another project, but I didn't feel like using from this for the front cover of the journal. So yes, you can read an awful lot into that. Which colours didn't I use? Well, I didn't choose any of the cooler ones. So I didn't choose the natural green, the calming blue. So yes, colours say a lot about them, whether you include them or don't include them. Excluding a colour also says a lot. But here I've added some colours. If you look at the space I've left, I seem to have left quite a lot of space now. That could be interpreted in many ways. Have I left enough space? Is everything filled in? Or, definition of ugly. That's the next step in this book. I thought, well, I'll include this basically because I started off with an idea in my head that didn't come out right, and obviously we all have that in many, many areas of life. So I did my best. I thought, well, this is beautiful, I love the texture of this, I'm going to see what it looks like when it all dries, and the gold is on there, and I do love gold, I'm afraid. Well, you've probably already seen that, but the gold is on there, the pasta's on there to make it thick, to make it stay and give the structure of this. I think it's a bottle carrier. I got it at the airport, Schiphol Airport to be precise, to be exact. I thought, well, this will be an interesting structure. So I put all the gold and the pasta on it and then left it to dry, and I took the plastic off. It worked well. The structure is lovely to look at, it's lovely to feel, and it's almost got a kind of watery feel to it, surface of water, which is probably what led me to put the blue on there. But the blue didn't work in my eyes. I think blue and gold is just pushing it a little bit too far. Purple and gold would probably work better. At this point I just put on the blue. Another thing, mixing colours, what colours go together. There is obviously a lot of colour therapy, which people can say, that's a load of whatever. But, I mean, look at it this way. If you're going to a job interview, unless you're going to interview as a clown or something, you probably wouldn't wear a red and yellow striped dress or something, or a red and yellow striped trousers. There are certain colours we associate with certain jobs. If you're having a sober job, then you probably want to put on a sober suit if you want to make an impression. So yes, colour does play an important part, and there's a lot of ideas behind colour. There's colour therapy, which is interesting. And I say, when you look at the colours I've excluded, the colours I have excluded, you could read something into that. If I have a look at the colours and have a look at the meaning of the colours, and I can think, oh yeah, that's interesting. Maybe I did mean something with that. Now, as you've probably seen, this is golden opportunity that I was trying to convey, but it didn't come over like that. And yes, I also realise that the camera is not in the best position, but this is my first video, so it's just basically testing things out, and I know what not to do if I make another one. I already have made another one, but if I do actually post another one, I know what not to do, because it's very irritating not being able to see the whole of it. Yeah, I had a look at these colours and I really didn't like the way they mixed together. It didn't say anything to me. So yeah, the beauty of gesso is delete it. Just paint over it. Wait until it's dry, obviously, that makes it a little bit easier. And then just paint over it. Obviously with a darker blue you perhaps need 2 layers, but in this case it's more a question of getting rid of what I don't want to see and then starting again. Also, plenty of interpretations into that if you run that alongside life and we start again. Yeah, how do we start again? Do we start with what we have? Do we build further on what we have? Or do we, take away a lot and start from fresh? Now, in this case, I've left some bits visible. You can still see opportunity. You can still see some of the structure that's left. Well, a lot of the structure you can actually see. I know you can feel it as well once that's dry. Painting over this in aquarelle, which is beautiful set from the White Nights that I do particularly like because they're very, very vibrant colours. And purple. Okay, what does really go well with purple is yellow, basically. Obviously the opposite colour on the colour wheel, so complementary colours, yellow and purple. Now it's this all sort of like a light green, but once we get into the gold, but then again, does the gold really go with this? This is a kind of, it's still a question mark for me. I like the colours, but I'm not sure. I decided to keep this one, not to throw this one away, not to delete this one, purely because it did something. I looked at it as like seeing water. So there's this image of water that was, I like this better than it was, but it's still not what I first envisioned when I started. But I have to say, that's in all the workshops I've given, how different we are. How many people say, I really didn't mean to draw it like that. It just came out like that. And then when you look at what somebody's actually drawn, it's so interesting. It never fails to amaze me. Anyway, this is my first video on art journaling. Any comments, please leave them below. Help me to improve stuff. And I'll stop waffling. Bye.